Today, on Be Something Wonderful, persisting in my assumption no matter what, rearranged reality. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Powerful video this morning comes from a session I had with a client that when I first met with him, he's an actor. And I had another actor about a year and a half back that had a very similar story, right? In this case, he missed the audition deadline, right? So he was all caught up in the deadline, in the missed opportunity. That, and he didn't know what to do. If he imagines his wish fulfilled, this was the part that he really wanted. Should he continue auditioning or not? All of that was rolling around, that the deadline's gone, but if I do imagine it, it felt impossible, right, with the deadline gone. And also that he didn't feel motivated to audition for other parts. If this is the one he wants and that's the one he's imagining, all of that was rolling around. And I just want to say, guys, remember, deadlines and missed opportunities are ideas of linear time in your horizontal linear experience of reality, right? That, and remember, as you imagine your wish fulfilled, there is a script playing out that you're currently an actor in. I love the actors because acting is the perfect analogy, right? You're acting in that script, so follow the script. If it calls for auditioning, audition, right? It's just the script. It doesn't mean you're not in your imagined den. That's what he did. So his story was that yeah, they did get it. That in that script, he did miss the deadline. It was a missed opportunity. But in the script he moved to, hear this, that they reopened the auditions. In other words, the auditions never closed in this new linear script, right? Because the person that they got, that didn't work out. So for whatever reason, that actor dropped out. And so it was never filled. In that new script, it was still open. Do you hear it? He never missed the deadline, right? The linear time doesn't matter. He rearranged reality by staying in his imagined den, right? Remember, assumptions, your imagined end, fulfillment, and your wish already fulfilled, your imaginal act, are timeless. Assuming imagine your desired end, no matter what, rearranges reality. It reshuffles the deck of all those frames of reality. It moves you to your desired end no matter what. This is what Neville Goddard says. Invisible states, when properly rearranged, will externalize what they imply, for the potency of the imaginal act is in its implication. Right? So he just imagined himself in that role. Right? I think it was, in this case, he was celebrating with friends. That implied that he got it. That implied that he didn't miss a deadline. That implied that he didn't really, it didn't matter whether he continued to audition or not. You see, he rearranged everything. He reshuffled the deck of all frames of reality. I'm going to show this to you today because this is powerful. Your assumption of your wish fulfilled rearranges reality. Or better said, it rearranges your experience of reality. Because remember, we're just talking about your experience, the horizontal experience of ultimate reality. All possible frames, all moments, all images, all film frames, right? If you want to look at it this way. All infinite possibilities of reality exist right now in this eternal moment of now. They all are there, all possibilities. For him, I just said all movie roles, all slides, all possibilities, all those frames that you could ever be, do, or will ever be, or ever did, exist now. All possible infinite number rearrangements of those frames or moments or images exist right now. All possible arrangements or rearrangements exist. All scripts, all film roles, all parallel realities. And each one of those infinite realities is a different infinite version of you. Do you see it? So all of those frames exist. And then those frames exist in these infinite number of possible arrangements, right? Things that thread these realities together. All of those things exist right now. And there's a version of you for each one of those scripts, for each one of those realities, right? There's no reality without you, and there's no you without a reality. right? In other words, a reality that you identify with, a version of you, right? There's the timeless you, the I am. And that's what we're going to get to, because that's really what moved him, right? It's defining yourself as I am that I want to be, right? So again, all possible, infinite number arrangements of those frames, moments, or images exist right now. The scripts, the film rolls, the parallel realities, and each one of those infinite realities is a different infinite version of you. Each one of those film rolls or parallel realities is a different you. Each frame is a different you, right? But those frames fit into some script or some parallel reality that we create, the story that we tell of our I am. Remember level 5 in the 7 levels of creation in a previous videos, right? That level 5 is your I am identity, what you're deciding, who and what you're saying you're going to be, right? So remember, here it is. Here's all those frames, right? What's your I am story? You're in the center of all those moments, all these frames, all these possibilities that you could be. But you have this idea, this story right now of who you are that has some past, some probable past, and some probable future. Well, you're standing in the middle of the eternal now and you determine it all. None of it is set. You get to determine where you move in reality. All your past is probable past, right? When you remember something, you're remembering, yeah, you physically, say you have a memory of physically experiencing that, but you live in all those, you exist in all of those memories, all those images exist. All possible past and possible future exists right now, right? So when you imagine a different outcome, when you assume something different, when you tell a different story from that I am, you reshuffle the entire deck. And all things and all frames rearrange themselves to mirror that change. That past will rearrange itself. That future will rearrange itself. You move in that eternal moment of now into a new script, a new film roll, a new reality. That's according to what you're imagining, what you're assuming. Wow, that's powerful. Creation is finished. Neville Goddard says that. A script is written. Course in Miracles says that. I bring this up quite a bit. What does it mean? It means that all potential realities, all identities, I am, exist right now in potential. Right? They exist all in potential for you. Remember, the version of you now, that superimposed, the superimposed version of you, all realities superimposed one over another, all versions of you superimposed one over another. That vantage point you're looking out, all those other versions of you are potential. And to each version that is potential, in their specific reality, you are potential to them. Do you see it? So all realities exist. All potential exists. You're living all of those realities, all of those lives right now. But while you're focused in on this one, this version of you, those other versions of potential. And that means for each other of those versions of you, all the other potential, including the one you're in now, is potential to them. Do you see it? So it's not about changing any one of your infinite identities. They're all fine, or realities. All are part of the unified whole of infinity. All are part of all that is. All of it's the great I am. All of it's God. And God is changeless and timeless. So it's not changing anything within God. It's letting them all exist and choosing within all that isness. Which one do you want to experience? Which one do you want to be the actor in? Right? It's about choosing while allowing the current script and reality and identity to be as it is. Because you're moving from it. That reality, that version of you continues in that script where they missed the deadline. Right? Where they missed the audition. Right? Where they weren't chosen. That continues. You're not there to change that possibility. If you could change that, then you could change infinity. You could change God. You could change the changeless, which is impossible. You can't change it. All of those, though, exist as part of the unified whole. So it's not about changing any one of those. This is the thing we talk about when it comes to specific persons, right? When they say they want them to manifest them back, or they want to change them, they want them to love them, or they want them to treat them differently. That role or that version of them in you go on, right? It's the version of you that goes on in that reality. You're not there to change that. And that version of them is reflecting that version of you. You're there to choose, right? So I really want to be clear about that. It's choosing while allowing the current script to be as it is. You choose and rearrange your experience of reality by imagining and assuming to be that identity, for whom and through whom that desired reality is already real. In other words, a real experience, right? Because there's only ultimate reality. I am that I am. You're now rearranging, reshuffling the deck of infinity. All those frames are moving. Everything's changing within that ultimate reality, moving around. So you reshuffle the deck and you choose your desired end or your frame. Right there it is, that frame. All of it comes from you lighting up that future frame. Let me show this. I have shown this in many videos. Lighting up that. But as you light up that, this rearranges itself. In other words, you move. Right? Really, the frames don't move, you do. Right? So when I say it rearranges itself, it's you rearranging your inner kingdom. Right? Your inner assumptions. Because the frames don't move. Reality really doesn't move. You do. It's changeless, it's timeless, and all potential exists within there. But you move to the potential or the version of you that you desire to live. But I love to say that it rearranges itself because remember, you are reality. You are those frames. So the frames are rearranging themselves because you are. Do you see it? There's no difference between you and the frames, you and the script, you and the timelines, you and the film rolls. It's all you. Right? So so choose your desired end. This is why, this is what Neville Goddard says. This is why you are told, let the weak man say I'm strong. Joel 3:10. For by his assumption, the cause and substance, the source, I am, is rearranged and must therefore manifest that which is the rearrangement affirms. I'm getting a little tickle in my throat. This stuff does tickle you. So I am is rearranged and must therefore manifest that which the rearrangement affirms. It must. You have rearranged your I am. So it's not so much that you're rearranging like these fixed or frozen frames of reality, just that all of those frames exist within you. And you're rearranging your I am. Right, your assumptions. I am strong. That's what the message was of Scripture. For by his assumption, the cause, the source, the substance, I am, is rearranged and must therefore manifest that which rearrangement affirms. Neville got it. Let's continue. I am is the one and only source of reality. In other words, I am reality. I am source. I am strong. Do you see it? When you say that, you are reality. You are those frames. You are all of that. You are the scripts. I am is that reality to which whatever happens, we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. Neville got it. Love that quote. I am is that reality to which whatever happens, we must turn for the explanation of the phenomena of life. I am explains the phenomena of life. There's no other explanation. It's just consciousness. It's just awareness. Right? Your conviction of being, I am that I am, rearranges all frames of reality around your assumed, desired, and claimed identity. Wow. That I am. You bend time and space. You shift realities. You shift film rolls. You shift timelines because there's no thing outside of I am. So powerful. Your conviction of being that I am rearranges all frames, all reality around your assumed, desired, claimed identity. In other words, you're rearranging your I am, right? You're rearranging who you are. Each person is born with infinite power. This is Neville Goddard, against which no earthly force is of the slightest significance. This is really what not only this client, but several of my clients are now getting. They're understanding there's no earthly force that can get away of that I amness, of that infinite power. This is what Neville continues to say. Let all claims from now on be I am that I am. He points out it's not I shall be, or I hope to be, or I wish things were different. It's just that I am that I am. You shift all realities. You change all time right now, past, present, and future. Resisting 3D makes no sense. I'm the center. I'm the source. I'm choosing the arrangement of reality. This is a quote from from my client, right? I loved it because this is what we say all the time. Resisting 3D makes no sense. I am the center. I am source. I'm choosing the arrangement of my reality. Persisting in my assumption, no matter what, rearranged reality. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for joining our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on our membership channel, there's a link below. We have a live stream here, live from Las Vegas, with me at 9 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, right here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. I'm going to be live, doing a live stream with you on August 6th, that Sunday. And we're going to answer your questions that you've been sending to the email info@besomethingwonderful.com. So if you have more questions, continue to send them to info@besomethingwonderful.com. There'll be more announcements on that. Also, there's a video coming for the membership channel. Probably this weekend, maybe a few days before that. It's going to be big. And just don't forget, we also have our Instagram, our threads at Tom Kearin, and Twitter at Tom Kearin. Join us there. This is Tom, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, coming to you from the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. We'll see you soon.